Filter by Meter Bridge. You're like a stagehand there, Jill. so, so, I know you guys didn't hear it, but I'll explain later. But this was, like I said, a great tune to start the album off with, and I really like this one because it's really catchy, and it just Jill, your vocals in this one, in this song in particular, are really, really good, and it's got such a catchy hook line, like "Get me out of here," and it just sticks, and it's one of those ones that literally sticks in your head, and you'll walk around humming it, which I've already been doing a few times the past week.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that's cool.
That song kind of it also was revamped about 3 times, so.
Oh, really?
Or
No.
at least
7 times. we realized that it needed another verse and
we had
stuff.
a guy working it before, and he was engineering and sort of producing and arranging it for us, and it wasn't what I did, that's for sure. Just, I don't know, he's a little he has kind of a LA pop kind of vibe to him, so it wasn't really my thing, so I just ended up redoing it one day.
Fair enough.
Yeah, that's what we got left with there.
There is one song, and I can't remember the top of my head. I'm not sure. It might be Was Nothing, but Jill, you have like a digital delay on your voice.
Yes.
And I really, really thought that was cool. Like I really, really like that because like I hadn't heard that with the previous stuff that I've heard by you guys, and I thought it sounded really good. It was kind of a perfect fit in that one part of the song.
Richard's done that. He's really good at delay.
Oh yeah, maybe you're thinking Frozen. There's a big section where her voice fades out. I don't know. There's a few of those sections where I'll cut everything out, but I'll leave her voice there, and I'll just throw a bunch of effects on it. And the after a couple bars into the effect, it doesn't sound like her voice so much as it sounds like a synth part.
Oh. But
yeah, there's a few of those in there.
No, with just in general with some of the arrangements, Richard. When you're kind of laying this down, are they kind of, because I know you kind of go over it a bunch of times, but are some of these like kind of like end up like being like somewhat happy accidents, or did it just takes like a long time to kind of finally kind of get what you want and kind of hear what you want?
Well, the initial process doesn't take any longer than it takes to play the song through, but once I have it transferred onto Ableton, then I do spend quite a bit of time trying to find a good arrangement, because I am interested in arrangement and having it be catchy and not be too long,
right?
Hold people's attention, but I also want it to build up. I also want it to be able to drop out in places, so there's a lot of variables to work with, and I think like anybody who spends too much time doing it, you get caught up in technique and stuff like that, and then you end up sort of losing the focus on it. So I try to, Jill's sort of like the final producer in that respect. Like I'll work on something for hours and hours and come up with an arrangement, and then I'll play it for her, and if she likes it, then we're good to go.
Right.
But we work on it together and arrange it together.
You rein it in when it gets too long-winded.
It is the same for me, by the way.
Now, I have to ask, between the EP and Slow Motion, was there anything different that was done on either like EP or album, kind of differentiate them? Like, did you put any different techniques in the album than you did in the EP, or because I was trying to see if there's any like, kind of subtle differences, and I kind of noticed a few, but I'm not 100% positive on them either.
There's the only real difference is I used a Korg item called an EXS, and it's an Electribe. It's tube powered, so basically what it is it's a drum sequencer and a sampler.
Okay.
And that was That was direct quarter inch and MIDI in and out. And then the other item I used is an item called made by Native Instruments called Machine, and it's a controller, but it's predominantly software. So you have some songs like Quicksilver, Always Looking for You, Responding with a Kiss, Bliss. Some of these songs are done with the Electribe, the Korg product, and then some are done with the software, the Machine, made by Native Instrument. So that's the main difference. There is some subtle difference in some of the EQing with regards to vocals, because most of it was done with a Shure Beta 58, but a lot of it was also done with a Sennheiser. So I don't know. I just picked the best vocal tracks and EQ'd them the best I could. So I don't know. A lot of it's sort of done with the same equipment, I guess.
Some songs, it's like picking and choosing. Some songs from the EP are with the Korg Electribe.
Yeah, Marvelous Propositions is a good example of that, where that was a hardware drum machine that I used for it.
Okay.
And Secret on the EP was done with Native Instruments. So yeah, I mean those are the subtle differences, but mainly, I mean, like all those songs were sort of written at the same time, and I just happened to have all the equipment at the same time. So,
well, that definitely works. No, the reason why I was asking is because I'm still kind of learning a lot about this stuff, so I'm just trying to listen out and see if I notice anything, and obviously not always right, which is fine. I mean, that's the only way you learn, right? But I try to just really give it a close ear and see if there's anything that they've missed or anything that sounds a little different that I didn't hear before, because it's always interesting to me to hear about it, because obviously I don't know about it, and that's what makes it interesting to me, because it gives me more and more knowledge about this music.
Yeah, I mean, I'm quite new to it myself, and a lot of what I do use is hardware equipment, because I find it actually just a lot easier to quarter inch into an interface and then onto the DAW, and away we go. I don't have to worry about programming in plugins and stuff like that.
Right.
I don't know. It's all a big learning curve. I just find it a lot easier than dealing with a band.
You know what? You're not the first person to say that, and you definitely won't be the last either.
And I listen to everything he tells me to do, so it works out great.
All right, on. Well, we're gonna take another quick break here and get to another song. And just because I just so happened to mention I did have it queued up here, we're gonna listen to Quicksilver. This is Meter Bridge.
Everyone, thanks.
Silver rolling around in my palm. It's so beautiful I can't keep calm. Don't wanna let it go though. I know that it's damaging. Mirror droplets reflecting my state. Heart beating an astonishing rate. A need
And we're back. That was Meter Bridge with Quicksilver off Slow Motion. And what Richard had mentioned just before, just a certain program used for this song in particular. It's a great tune. I mean, I don't really have anything bad to say about any songs on this album at all. Like, I really don't, I'll be honest with you. I mean, because each song has got its own twist to it that kind of just sticks out for me, whether it be the vocals, the arrangement, or just the different uses of like synths and that sort of thing. I really, really like this album and get into it so easily. So another good song. I know it's not really that in depth with this one, but same time too, it is a great song and does flow very well, and I do really enjoy it.
This is one of the only songs that I wrote all of the lyrics just as an inspiration from a book title. So, like it all came together. I had them written down. I think I actually did them on my phone. So in my notes on my phone. And then I came home and Richard had this piece of music. And I said, well, just let me try this on it.
Yeah, and it was like she sang it once or twice, and that's the take. That's what you just listen to.
Oh, right on.
Strictly, it just really sat in there nicely, and we had it recorded within minutes.
And
if you like that, that's when I think you got something good, when it just comes together really easily.
Oh, I completely agree. I mean, and that's the funnest time too, because you know what, you're done and you're happy with it. First second shot sort of thing, and that's the most rewarding part about it. Is like, you know what, that we really did a good job and that was awesome. So right on to the next one.
Yeah, exactly.
Because obviously, as we know, I mean, the songwriting process in general, it doesn't matter what genre it is, can be frustrating at times. And it can be a little slow, and it's not because the band artist wants it to be. It's just the way it kind of happens, whether it's lack of time or just lack of inspiration for it to come together. And sometimes it's almost like saying you don't want to work too hard on it, because then you're really not going to get anywhere at all.
Yeah, I think for me anyways, I always used to put a lot of pressure on myself, and then I just eased up on it. And for one, I stopped playing. I used to be a guitar player, and I stopped playing guitar, and I started playing all these other instruments. So I would apply the same sort of theoretical knowledge, but without having any technique.
Right.
So we'd come up with it would sound different, but it would sound kind of unique. So that would inspire me to write more material.
Well, that's actually pretty interesting. I wouldn't have expected a guitar to go